But that, to me, is getting to the point of, like, there's a lot of fucking human error. Yeah. And it's a lot of dumb, he's tall shit that could be prevented by some form of I mean, I guess it's artificial, but I don't know. And
what do you think, like, a robot president would do about Ukraine?
I think it would. Again, it's my own liberal slant. So it's like, I think he would support it with a cutoff date.
Oh, Jesus. And then what happens at the cutoff date? You leave him alone and Russia just comes storming in.
Or you just, yeah. I don't know. Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Well, Afghanistan, what do you think they should have? I mean, Afghanistan should have been a police mission. It's the thing they always said.
Robot president would have never got us into either one of those. Robot president would have done the calculations and said, this is not going to end well. Like, look, we've actually thought this out. We planned it out.
But robot president, do you think robot president would have gamed out Ukraine and come to the, like, gone like, no, they can fight them. Yeah, they can fight them, and if they have international support, because even if you game out Ukraine, all right, so let Russia take it. I don't think that's positive. I don't even think robot president would like that. Like,
so robot president would say we have to risk some lives to save the territory. So
yeah, because the spread of ideology, government, it's not good to just have like G7 fucking governments in taking just land willy-nilly.
And then the argument that Putin had was that NATO kept encroaching on its borders. They were trying to get Ukraine to join NATO, and that would have like too many consequences for him.
Yeah, I don't. Which seems like that struck me as a fake argument. Struck me as it was a bit of the Saddam Hussein thing where it was like, do you have nuclear, you have nukes and all that stuff. And I think Hussein's point was like, I don't want my neighbors to know what I have. So if it's all the same to you guys, I'd like to keep it a little mysterious as to what I have and not make it. I'm not crazy about inspectors. So I think with Putin, it was like he said, I don't buy the fact that NATO was going to invade Russia.
No,
I don't think that was a real threat.
No one was ever saying NATO was going to invade Russia. What they were saying was that by them moving their missiles closer to Russia, it made like an initial first attack much more convenient, and it also violated the treaty that they signed. What was it? There was what was the agreement that they had? It was like there was an agreement somewhere around, I want to say 94 or something like that, where they discussed making sure that
well, what's funny is the counter
NATO
is
couldn't get their missiles. I forget the distance.
Ukraine made a deal with Russia. We'll give up our nukes as long as you never invade us. So it's like, which, if I'm the robot, I'm like, hey, there's contradictory information here. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's even you and I discussing some of the things we've discussed today, the nursing shortage, right, or the healthcare. Your take on it is because they were fired because they wouldn't get vaxxed.
I have all the takes. I do. I could see all
right.
The,
no, but
all
and that's like our discussion is kind of America, and I'm going, no, it was a shitty job, and you're going like, yeah, it was a shitty job, and I go, yeah, they did fire. I know people that had to decide whether to get vaxxed to keep their nursing job.
Yeah,
like,
and I know people who did, but it also it's a hard job. It's hard to keep people on hard jobs.
Yeah, it's a thankless, shitty. Yeah. Of course,
fucking hard work, and they work crazy hours, and you're watching people die all the time.
Yeah, so
not a lot of fun.
Yeah, so to the thread we're on, it's like the AI thing and having a sentient or not even sentient leader, or there would have, and then who are the generals underneath? You know what I mean? Like who implements what Presbot says. Do we take it? Are there a few AIs? And then there's a super, it's like, it's a bit like self-driving, where it's like self-driving, I don't believe it will happen because self-driving algorithms will have to decide, run over the old person or the baby.
Right.
How do you insure that?
Jesus Christ.
How do you get insurance?
What do you do? Old person?
Yeah. And I do. 4 old people, 1 baby. 5 old people, 2 teenagers. Like, again, gifted old person, lumpy teenager. You know, that's the
fuck,
all
man.
Those things. That's where when Elon bought the shit, I'm like, fucking dude, why do that to yourself? Why do that to yourself? Like, what a fucking pain!
Everybody is freaking out.
What a hair suit that is to put on.
Apparently, like, a lot of people have left, but more people have come on.
Yeah, I think I don't know what their expectation is.
Well, I don't know what their expectation is either. But what he wanted to do was have a place where people could actually debate things and talk about things and not worried about being censored just because you have a different political philosophy or you have different perspectives on worldviews and events and things. And I think that's valid, you know, but whether or not you can do that at scale and not have any content moderation at all, like what would the content moderation be like? Would it be like exactly what Twitter had in place? Because you use AI for a lot of that stuff. They flag words and things like that. Or do you do it in a different way? Are you more lenient? And if you are more lenient, what are the consequences of that? And then what are the consequences of the advertisers? This is where you just get into like,
fuck.
Right. What if the advertisers decide they don't want to use you anymore because they're not confident of their products being advertised on a website where people don't have restrictions of what they can say?
Yeah.
Which is actually happening.
Yeah. And like the amount of like hate speech and N-word and all that stuff, which is like, I don't think you think it's good. I don't think he thinks it's good. I don't think the most, free speech absolutist turns out free speech, except no impressions of me.
Well, I think the problem was people were using his photo and writing his name.
Yeah.
That it was Elon Musk. And so it looked exactly like his avatar that he uses.
Good
his
bit.
Name, and then they're writing a bunch of ridiculous shit.
Right, it's a good bit.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to fight that.